it's going to be up to the seller. In most cases, for a difference of $20,000, they're probably going to take the higher offer.
Okay.
But if you're talking about $5,000, maybe even $10,000, it's possible that if your terms look that much better, that the bank, the seller, will sell to you even if you're offering a lower price.
Thank you. So that's sort of the magic number.
Again, it totally depends.
Depends on the bank.
But
what you've seen
seeing,
you've seen 5 and 10.
However,
we have.
Guada, when a client comes to me, and of course, you're the agent I represent as the lender, and of course the client I represent as the client, and they want this house, and they're competing with a cash offer, and I want to make sure our client gets the home.
Sorry, Clark.
I will get them cross-qualified with the direct lender, and I will give a DU approval to the other bank to show them, yes, we might not be cash, but we're just as strong.
Excellent, excellent. We are making your day pretty hard today, Clark.
No, absolutely. She makes a very good point, because terms can mean a lot of things. It doesn't necessarily mean all cash buyer. If you have 20% down, you're pre-qualified with a direct lender through desktop underwriter, you have $100,000 of reserves in the bank, you have an 800 FICO score, we're going to look at those things as well, and the seller takes into consideration the entire picture of the buyer. So it's price, it's financing, it's terms. Is it an investor buyer or is it a homeowner buyer? In some cases, that can make a difference. So the bank looks at the entire picture, price, terms, financing, and from there they're going to make a decision.
Excellent.
That's good.
Now you're representing a buyer. What do you tell your buyer you need before you put them in your car to go to take a look at a house?
I have them call Amor.
So, okay, you call Amor.
Right.
He's already pre-approved. And we found a house. One of our houses is fabulous. Your buyer wants it. You're going to send an offer to Clark. What are you going to tell your buyer you need from him? Listen to this, okay? This is very important, because that's what your agent should ask you in order to send an offer. If these things are not with the purchase contract, Clark is not going to even look at it, right, Clark?
That's right. There's several minimum requirements we have when accepting an offer for a bank or for really any seller client. They're going to want to see, of course, the purchase offer, but they're also going to want to see proof that any money you're putting down is there. So a bank statement, or what we call proof of funds, that's a must. We're also going to want to see a pre-approval or pre-qualification for the loan, assuming they're getting a loan, they're not an all-cash buyer. And absolutely, the third thing we're going to need is a copy of the earnest money deposit check. So that's in order for the bank or for the seller to see the buyer's written this good faith deposit check, they're a serious buyer, and they're ready to buy the house.
Would you like to see a copy of their FICO score? Since she said,
Absolutely, as much evidence as you can give us that you're a strong buyer, you have a good credit history, you have a good credit score, the more you can make us believe that you're a qualified buyer, that you're going to get that loan, and that you're going to close that escrow, the more likely we are to want to sell that property to you.
And that's where I come in at.
Thank you. Thank you. Isn't this a great team,
Yes,
Diane?
Yes.
So we're going to send the offers. She's going to pre-qualify us. He's going to give us the house. Buyers, please pay attention to this. This is extremely important. But just Clark touched on it. All the paperwork that you need with that. And I know that some of you buyers are concerned and say, wait a minute, I don't want to give them all my information. This is my life. Right. And we as agents representing you will cross all that pertinent information that the other person doesn't need. But Clark will need to see how much money you have in the bank.
Right.
He needs to see what's your FICO score. He needs to know who's going to do the loan. And you have to be willing to give that information. And trust me, we see so much information. Are you going to use that information to sell them something in the future, Clark?
Well, absolutely. We can't use personal information. And buyers should be aware they don't have to give us all of that information, only if they want to buy the house.
Correct.
Right. They want to be strong.
I think another thing buyers should realize is when we get like a check, when we copy it, we're going to scribble out the account number.
Numbers.
So anything that has an account number, a bank statement, we're going to scribble out, and we're going to do the best that we can, because it doesn't mean anything to us, the account number.
Right.
These are just documents that we need so that we can get you the property that you want.
But wait a minute, didn't you just go to Hawaii with all those checks?
Wouldn't that be nice?
Wouldn't that be nice?